Presidential historian Michael Beschloss. He was among the historians who reportedly met with President Biden last week to discuss the state of democracy. Michael, thanks.
Pleasure.
Is there any parallel in history to the moment we're in right now?
Well, I think everyone would say that this is a time when democracy is in danger in all sorts of ways. And if you had to look at two moments in American history where that was also true, one was 1860, when there was a danger of violence and the country terribly divided, led to civil war. And then, of course, in the 1930s, when there was mass unemployment, economic dislocation, a lot of dissatisfied people, dictatorial governments in Nazi Germany and Italy and Japan. That was a time that Americans thought that perhaps our democracy might be in danger here. So what we've heard from President Biden in recent months is that he feels that this could be a similar moment.
So what, Michael, is the valve that releases some of that pressure?
That's a really good way of putting it. I think what the valve is that people feel that our system works. And from President Biden's point of view, he's passed a number of laws in the last week and last number of months that address basic issues of climate and economy and taxes. If people feel that a president is accomplishing something, that will help go a long way.
You know, there are those who are casting doubt upon the rule of law, threats against the FBI and the DOJ. Has the department ever faced this sort of a test before?
Not quite like this. And this was something else we saw before the Civil War and in the 1930s. But in the early 1990s, there were threats to American institutions. For instance, there was an attack on the federal building in Oklahoma City in 1995. This kind of thing tends to rise when people are dissatisfied and the country is divided. So you want to reduce it. The best way is for the country somehow to regain that sense of unity that we have gotten throughout American history. We go through these moments, we unify again. I sure hope this is a moment like that.